Good day, guys. This is Lucayan Bulls TV, and we are here again. Just want to say thank you to you guys for supporting everything that we do. We appreciate you. This channel would not exist without you. Okay. Now today I'm going to take a different twist, and I'm going to do a video based on a request from my subscriber. He asked to talk about breeding away from faults. So, and we're gonna go into that today. If you have a dog with specific faults that you don't like, and there's a difference between you purchasing a dog and you breeding away. But sorry, the question was breeding away. So, your dog has stiff stifles, okay? So let's say you're going to stud, looking for a stud. You would look for a male that that has great angulation, great stifles. You're gonna want to make sure that his parents also come from dogs that have the same thing, and you don't want to, like I said before, you're stacking the odds in your favor. So you don't want to actually have anything in there that resembles the fault that you don't want if you want a better result, because that is going to also, if you're picking a stud, you know, you want to look at his productions to other females and see what the results were for the same desired traits that you're looking for, to see how often it occurred and how consistent it occurred. Okay, and that same thing applies to king tails, all faults. Like I said, you're stacking the odds in your favor, so you want to get dogs that have majority of the traits that you want, and you try to breed to that, even if it means you have to get less in another area. You may, for an example, you may see a line, your dog comes from a dog with a line of dogs with great conformation, but they have smaller heads or something like that. You know, it just depends on what you're willing to do to improve that specific fault. Okay, guys? So what I like to do is, when I'm looking at dogs, I like to ask the breeders of the dogs in the pedigree, what are the pros and cons structurally of those dogs. You know, if we're just talking about conformation. That's why the past 3 or 4 dogs that I bought, I've let the owners pick the dog for me. Okay. Sometimes some people don't like to send you videos or pictures, but video gives you the best insight to how the dog looks in terms of its movement and the angles that sometimes pictures can't show. And as we know in this community, that a lot of people like to hide in pictures. Okay, so you would also look at, let's say you want to buy a puppy, you would look at 2 dogs in the pedigree, and you would say, okay, this dog has, you know, a high rear. This dog, the male has a high rear and the female has a high rear. So more than likely, I mean, you would tell yourself, you're not expecting to get beautiful top lines, beautiful rear angulation, right? Okay. And sometimes, I mean, you may have a case where you say, the male may have a high rear and the female may not. But in the breeding, you may actually get some with high rears and some without. You know, the best thing to do is to have very detailed conversations and to ask a lot of questions to the breeder that you intend on buying from. Now, if you're doing your own breeding, like myself, as you can see here, I'll give you, this is a better example for something that I did. Okay, I bought dogs from Fully Loaded Projects. Okay, my male has, you know, he has really good angulation, good fronts, tight feet. He has pretty good conformation overall. He has a roach at the back, but he hasn't thrown that for whatever reason. Whether it was because of injury or genetic, I'm not sure, but I haven't seen that in the puppies that he's produced so far. As you can also see in the fawn puppy, I'm going to show you this here for a second, and also a blue and the tri puppies that we have, where you're going to see the footage there. Okay, And so now let's go back to the picture of the mom and the dad. Okay, as you can see here in my post here, the female here at the bottom has straight stifles. And you know, when I posted this picture before, people were like, oh no, your dog isn't stacked, maybe she's better. But no, she actually has straighter stifles. Okay, and she has a short tail, but she has, you know, I like her fronts, and I think and she had tight feet. So when we did the breeding, I expected to for my male to fix the tails, and I thought I may possibly get some slightly high rears, you know, or maybe slightly straight stifles. But when the puppies came out with better angulation, but they had kinked tails. So I didn't expect that to happen, you know, based on what it looked. I was not sure if he could correct the angulation and add more turn to the stifle, but he did. Okay, a lot of people try to give you guarantees when they do breedings in this community, but it's usually a lie, because we don't have consistency in this community. As you can see, we don't have one look. There are a lot of scatterbred pedigrees and dogs. So a lot of what is done, unless the people or the individuals have been working with that blood for such a long time, it's hard to always predict accurately what you're going to get. You know, there are certain things that your blood does through, but every once in a while, you know, you always get results that you don't expect. Okay, and when you're breeding, when you're trying to breed away from faults, all you're trying to do is basically stack the odds in your favor, because there are things that happen that are unpredictable. If you look at some of the best kennels around the world, some of them, they throw king tails sometime. Some of them throw bad bites, some high rears, you know, and these are things that just happens for a variety of reasons, even though they have done research, you know, because we're not, I would never tell anyone that I'm a geneticist, so I wouldn't try to predict so heavily what to expect from a litter. But you really just want to do a lot of research, ask tough questions, ask for videos to see things that may be hidden in pictures, to make sure that you're stacking the odds in your favor to get the results that you want conformationally out of your dog. Okay, that's what I do. I chose to let the breeders pick the dogs for me when I described what I was looking for in the dog, and it wasn't always perfect, but it was good, it was solid, and it was always a step in the right direction. And my job, you know, as a breeder, is to take it to the next level and to try to make every breeding better than the last. And that is the goal, you know, here at Lucayan Bulls TV. That should be the goal of everyone in the community. And I know you guys that support this channel, that's what you're going to do. You're going to breed away from faults. And we're just talking conformationally here. We're not even going to get into the health issues, because we know that is definitely something that is plaguing this community, and we have spoken about that, I mean, so many times, to the point that, you know, some people are getting tired of it. But we have to do what we have to do. Okay, that's all we have for you guys today. You want to be here next week. We have a special guest and a 3-part series that you do not want to miss. I would tell you who it is, but no, you're gonna have to wait until next week. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you liked the video, share, tell us what you think about breeding away from faults, things that we may not know, and we will see you next week.